Boxing Ego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops.
Fighter of the year from the BWAA. I think that was kind of biased though. You know, my coach didn't win. Trainer of the year. I think that was kind of biased too. So I'm gonna speak on some facts. Not nothing that I heard, but some cold facts. Okay, so 2016, I lost to Frampton, right? He fought twice, and both of his fights was split decisions. He fought a unification fight, one of them. The other one, he moved up in weight. And he fought somebody else, but he only fought 2 times. But me, I fought Hank Lundy, John Molina, in a unification fight with Postal. And they said that wasn't good enough for me to win, being that he fought a unification fight, went up in weight, and did whatever he did. Okay, so fast forward to 2017. I fight 2 Olympians. Not one, but 2 Olympians. One which was a gold medal winner, and Felix Diaz. The other was world champion. 2-time world champion in the division. You know, in Julius Ndongo. I'll stop both of them. Not take anything away from Lomachenko. That's my guy. You know what I mean? He got skills, you know, no hate, no shade. It's not his fault, you know, but at the same time, he fight a guy in Jason Sosa that I don't want to put no shade out on nobody, but he's not that good. It's just period. He's not that good. He's, you know, he's in the same realm as, you know, Hank Lundy, you know, but I wouldn't say John Molina because John Molina have beaten world champions, and so have Hank Lundy. Hank Lundy beat a world champion too, so I can't take no shade from them. Okay, then we go to Mariaga. He was a small guy coming off a loss. He's coming off of a loss, you guys. He moves up in weight and quit. He was too small. That wasn't no big fight. Then we fast forward. Then we go to Regendown. He come up 2 weight classes. Not 1, but 2 weight classes, and Regendown fought like 2 rounds in 2 years. So, do you think that was deserving to get Fighter of the Year because of the caliber of fighters he fought? Now, it would have been impressive if he would have fought Regendown at 26, but maybe even 22, because Regendown is a small dude. But at the same time, he's old as shit, you know. Say he's 37, but, you know, a lot of people think he's older than that, being that he's from Cuba and they come over here and tell us any type of age that they want because they don't have no birth certificates. But he quit too. You know, he didn't. He faked the hand injury. I'm not buying that. He quit. Why did he quit? Because he couldn't hurt Lomachenko. He couldn't get to him because, why? He was too old. He couldn't pull the trigger. Now, everybody say, Terence did this, and Terence didn't fight this person, and Terence didn't fight that person. But remember, Everybody was banking on me to fight Felix Diaz. They said, oh, he was gonna be too strong. And
Terence Crawford goes in on double standards and bias in the sport of boxing. Stay tuned. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. Now, Terence Crawford, #1 pound for pound, in my eyes. He had some things to say. You guys seen the clip at the beginning. That was Terence Crawford on Instagram Live. And he was just rapping to the fans, giving his thoughts about the BWAA, the Writers Association, double standards, biases, the Fight of the Year honors. And he says it's not making sense. It sounded like he was saying Leo Santa Cruz, he had a tough fight with Carl Frampton and fought maybe Kiko Martinez or something. And then he got the Fighter of the Year coming off of a loss or something. And Crawford, he said, look at who I fought that year, and I didn't get it. I guess that wasn't good enough. Then he fights an Olympic gold medalist in Felix Diaz, comes back and unifies with Julius Ndongo, a guy who's physically bigger than him, guy who can box, a guy who had been going to people's backyards to beat them and stop one of them, Troy Ivanovsky and Ricky Burns. And he was a 2-belt holder. And that's still not good enough. They still give it to Vasyl Lomachenko. And he says, I'm not throwing shade. Lomachenko's cool. Lomachenko's my dude. But look at who he fought. He fought against Jason Sosa. And he said, I'm not trying to be rude, but Jason Sosa is not really that nice with it. Right? And he says, Miguel Mariaga coming off of a loss, moving up in weight. Of course he's going to get outmatched. And he said, Rigondeaux, he said he had 2 rounds in 2 years, 38 to our knowledge, and then on top of that, he was coming up 2 weight classes. And you know what the funny thing is, man? I don't even know. I'm gonna keep this video short. I don't even know I'm on this track, because this is the same shit that I've been telling y'all. And when I say it, I'm the bad guy. I'm hating on Lomachenko, and it's just so rewarding, and it just gives more clout to who says what. You know what I mean? Because you hear actual pro fighters, trainers, and they're basically saying the same thing that I say oftentimes, you know what I mean? Yet there's dudes who say the opposite. Oh, Lomachenko, he'll beat Pretty Boy Floyd's ass. But you don't hear, like Dan Rayfield said that, you don't hear fighters coming out the woodwork corroborating and agreeing with Dan Rayfield that Lomachenko would beat Pretty Boy Floyd's ass. You know what I'm saying? So people can get mad, but at the end of the day, I don't have to gloat. You guys know what I say if you follow the channel, and it is what it is. But Terence Crawford, he's saying exactly what I've been telling y'all. There is certain inherent biases. Clearly, there are double standards, and they're so eager to praise certain people. Lomachenko, he's good. He's skilled. He's talented. I don't know what more you want from me, but to say he's #1 pound for pound and that he's Fighter of the Year. How are you Fighter of the Year the same year another fighter like Crawford becomes undisputed, which is something that hasn't been done in at least a decade, since guys like Jermaine Taylor and Bernard Hopkins, 2 guys who don't even really fight anymore. So that goes to show you how monumental, and it's obviously not easy between politics, you know what I mean? Sometimes fights can't get made. One guy has a belt, but he's on this side of the fence, and the guys with the other belts are on this side of the fence. So sometimes these fights don't get made for that reason, let alone fighting everybody with the belt, unifying and beating them, you know what I mean? And to me, it's crazy. I think Terence Crawford was a dead ringer for 2017 Fight of the Year, beating an Olympic gold medalist and also unifying to become undisputed. Those were very high honors. And again, if it was so simple, why has Gennady Golovkin not done it yet? You know what I'm saying? Why is no one else in any division done it yet? You know what I mean? You got guys, Anthony Joshua, Keith Thurman, they got 2 belts, 3 belts if you count the IBO, but they don't have all the belts. You know what I mean? We have to see Joshua take Joseph Parker's belt in March. We got to see him fight Deontay Wilder, and there's no guarantee that he definitely does in both of those fights. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But The road to undisputed is definitely not something that they're just handing out. So I agree with Terence Crawford. He has every right to feel overlooked and feel like he's not getting the just due. And I mean, we know this stuff. Like, and this is no shade. I'm being honest with you. But even like Trainer of the Year, they gave Freddie Roach Trainer of the Year basically every year for his work with Pacquiao. And it's like, who was Pacquiao really fighting? Chris Algieri and Brandon Rios at a point in time. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like by default he got it. But there's a lot of good trainers, from Barry Hunter to Robert Garcia, Derek James. You know what I mean? There's a lot of guys who never get the type of recognition. Virgil Hunter never get those fighter or trainer of the year honors. And they're damn good. You know what I'm saying? So there are a lot of politics in this game of boxing. But to me, Crawford's number one pound for pound. And this is the funny thing. Like, and I'm going to leave like this. Last that I heard, and I haven't heard him change it, Lomachenko says Terence Crawford is pound for pound. So for ESPN and HBO, all these other people to make this pound for pound current list, and the guy you're appointing, Lomachenko, as number one pound for pound, he doesn't even believe he's number one pound for pound. You see how crazy that sounds? You see how crazy that sounds? But they're so quick to anoint certain fighters, a lot of times white fighters or Caucasian fighters or foreign fighters, that they don't even think about stuff like that. You don't think that the person in question doesn't even believe. If I guarantee you, those years Floyd Mayweather was active, if you ask him if he's number one pound for pound, he's gonna be like, absolutely. Like I said before, I've done the most gate, I beat the most champ, and he's gonna start using that as an effort to talk about his accomplishments. I mean, he's saying he's the greatest ever, TBE and stuff like that. So you better believe that he believes he's number one pound for pound when he was active. You know what I mean? But Lomachenko doesn't even believe he's number one pound for pound. Again, there's a difference between a good fighter and a fighter who deserves fighter of the year, or, you know what I mean? I could think of a couple of people who probably deserve fight, like Rungvisai. I mean, if you really boil it down, Rungvisai deserves fighter of the year more than Lomachenko last year, because Rungvisai fought Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez, a guy you guys, ESPN and HBO and a lot of you fans, said was the number one pound for pound guy in the sport, and he beat him and knocked him down. It's controversial. He came back, went back to the drawing board, and he left no doubts in the rematch, and he chopped Roman Chocolatito up. A guy who moved 4 divisions, was like 48-0 or something like that. So he had plenty of fights, plenty of experience, more experience than Rungvisai. He had a win over Carlos Cuadras, a guy who beat Rungvisai. You know what I mean? So everything was stacked against Rungvisai. To me, that is more impressive than the 3 fights that Lomachenko had. Like, the Rigondeaux fight was cool. That's definitely a good scalp, good name. But like Terence Crawford saying, he's the guy who had minimal rounds, age 38. His game plan wasn't working, and he moved up 2 weight classes, and he's seen that it wasn't cracking. But as far as Jason Sosa just had a draw with Yuriorkis Gamboa, and if I'm not mistaken, Gamboa was coming off of a loss where he quit. You know what I mean? And then Gamboa beat Jason Sosa, even though I thought Jason Sosa won the fight. But you're still in a rugged tooth and nail fight with Gamboa, who definitely hasn't been the same since Terence Crawford beat him. You know what I mean? He definitely hasn't been active either, you know. And then Miguel Mariaga, that's a 26-pounder who moved up in weight coming off a loss to Oscar Valdez. I don't see that as shining and sticking out as, oh, this guy's fighter of the year. But again, people get mad, think you're hating, and they confused like a talent level and potential with anything else. Talent level and potential doesn't earn you the stripes. You got to earn those the old-fashioned way, like Floyd did, like Sugar Ray Leonard, Ray Robinson, Pacquiao, George Foreman. You know what I mean? Just because you show potential, that's great. I mean, most people thought Foreman had the potential to beat Muhammad Ali, but when they fought, he lost. You You know what I mean? So potential is cool, and talent and power and different things like that, but you still gotta earn your stripes. It's gonna be very interesting to see who Lomachenko fights in April, and if it's somebody with, and I have a feeling it's not gonna be the type of fight that we want to see. Tank Davis, Miguel Berchel has an upcoming fight. You know what I mean? Mickey Roman. I have a feeling it's not going to be somebody that we're dying to see. So it's just crazy that he's getting these Fighter of the Year honors and pound for pound #1 honors. When are we going to get to see him fight somebody who's evenly matched, things like that? So I agree with Terence Crawford with his assessment. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego, son. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.